So let's say you're at the gas station and you notice that filling up your tank is taking more money. In the moment, you might start feeling an anxiety, wondering how am I going to pay for whatever else I have to pay for. There may be a fear of not having enough money for security, for feeling like you can buy something to eat, to feel comfortable. So there's an discomfort there, and you might even be angry if you're blaming somebody outside of yourself for why the price is going up and why you're feeling these feelings of discomfort and fear or anxiety. And I would suggest that it's easy to place blame on somebody else for why you're feeling this discomfort and fear, but your feelings are all tied up in your beliefs. And so it's good to notice them. It's good to say, be thankful for these feelings. You can see my video about why I like getting triggered, because it's a perfect example in the moment where you can take a step back and say, why am I anxious? Why is this making me fearful? Why am I getting angry? And it's usually because of these feelings like I'm not going to have enough money to take care of something I feel like I need. And so you want to work on finding a way to feel safe, to feel secure without needing somebody else to help you out, to save you. So some people will say, I blame Biden or I blame Putin for why my gas prices are going up. Whoever you blame, it doesn't matter as long as it's not yourself. And when you do that, you are disempowering yourself, because you're saying that my feelings are tied to this person that I think is to blame. And so whatever they do or don't do, it changes your day. So you'll be very angry, upset, worried, etc. because of that person and what they're doing or not doing, rather than empowering yourself by taking personal responsibility to take care of your feelings about the issue. And how would you do that? You'd want to focus on feeling safe and secure without anybody else's help. So in this sense, you would be looking for more money somewhere else, or looking for a way to spend less on other things. You can look for anything that you have control over to help you feel better. And I want to talk about more spiritual stuff that you can do versus the actual physical things of, spending less or making different choices, finding a new job, etc. These things are things that you can physically do, but I want to focus more on the spiritual perspective stuff in this video. But I will say, just taking personal responsibility for feeling better is going to make you feel more powerful, and you're not going to be a willful slave to whoever or whatever is controlling the gas prices, in your opinion, right? So you want to take personal responsibility for what you can change, and not worry so much about the things that you can't. And it's okay that there are things outside of you that you cannot take control over. It's okay that you can't control what Putin or Biden do. That's okay, so long as you focus on controlling what you can do, and you can make yourself feel better. So, pay attention to the things that you can physically do, but I'm going to focus this video more on the spirituality of what's going on with the law of attraction in these inflation and gas price hikes. So, this video is going to explain how we get things with the law of attraction. And the first step is to notice the things that we like or dislike. Now, this is happening, automatically. You don't have to ask yourself, do I like rising gas prices or do I not like rising gas prices? That's something that just comes naturally to you for you to figure out. And so that will just happen. And when you are feeling something that you do not like, it causes spiritually, with the law of attraction, for you to put out a message to the universe, God, source, your higher self, however you want to view it. I want a solution to this problem, whatever I've perceived as a problem. Whatever I don't like, I want something that is the opposite of this. And so rising gas prices, well, you could say I want gas prices to be more normal, but I would suggest that's probably miswanting. And you can see my video about miswanting for more information on that. But in this case, you're probably just wanting the money to pay for your gas. And that is an asking for more money. You want more income so that you are not worried about this. And in reality, it's this feeling of safety that you're after. And so focusing on things that make you feel safe would be very beneficial. But for this purpose, I want to talk about the fact that you want more money. This is let's see, spiritually, what you're really asking for is the feeling of safety. But when you find the feeling of safety, spiritually feeling safe, regardless of what's going on around you, then you are going to manifest this thing that you're asking for. And this is how visualization boards tend to work in my perspective, is you are not exactly manifesting the specific thing on the vision board that you want, you're manifesting the feeling that you desired. And sometimes it comes in the exact form of which you were putting on your vision board. And sometimes it comes in a completely different form because you were miswanting. And so it's best not to focus on the physical manifestation versus the spiritual vibrational feeling of safety that you're actually asking for. But in layman's terms, you're basically asking for more money. And guess what? So are a lot of other people. When inflation is hitting everywhere in the country, a lot of people are asking for more money. And of course, that means we're going to be getting more money as people are allowing this in. But some people have limiting beliefs, and so this is where I want to talk about idolatry. And it's not meant to get religious. The reason God in the Bible actually is against idolatry is not because he's a jealous God, he or she, however you want to view it. It doesn't necessarily need pronouns, but God is spirit. And not going to be jealous. And the reason for that is I know there's a Bible verse that says that, and I would say the Bible verse is wrong, and I don't really feel like arguing about it. But the reason I know that God cannot be jealous is because God is outside of time and created time. And so this God's source is outside. It knows why everybody's doing everything that they're doing, knows why, from the very beginning, what caused everything to happen, why is it snowballing in this way, and how it's all going to work out in the end, where nobody will have these idolatry relationships any longer. And that's the end of time, right? So knows everything's going to work out and knows why everybody's doing what they're doing. You're not going to get jealous if you know why everybody's doing what they're doing and how it's all going to work out in the end. So God's not jealous. So the idolatry thing is not about you worshiping something other than him, her, it, whatever you want to say, because not jealous. So what is it about? It's about you and why it's really bad for you to be in idolatry of some person, some job, something. And so person A, let's use Mark. I don't know a Mark. It's a pretty good name. So Mark is, standing at the gas station trying to fill up the tank, and it's costing, so much more money than it used to. He's very worried about how he's going to pay for things. And so he's thinking that he might have to cut back on things, probably pretty angry at whoever he blames for this. And he doesn't think he's going to have enough money coming in. And the reason he doesn't think he's going to have enough money coming in is because he has a job. And he thinks that this job is the only way he's going to make money, and he doesn't think he's going to get a raise. Perhaps he's asked for a raise in the past and they said no. He has absolutely no belief that he can get a raise from this job that he's working in. He also has no belief that he can get a different job. Perhaps it's a very specific job that he's working at, and he might not be trained to do any other job out there. This is his belief, right? His beliefs are causing him to be very upset. If he believed that he could get a different job, that his job could give him a raise, that he could get more money, obviously he would not be as upset as he is right now. And if you can put yourself in his footsteps here, you understand that. If you have a belief that things could get better, you're not going to be so focused on the fact that prices are going up. If you believe that you can get a raise if you ask for it, you're not going to be standing there really pissed off that the prices are going up. But this belief is tied to idolatry. He believes that this job is the only way for him to make more money, and this job is not going to give him a way to make more money. The thing is that God's source, our higher self, etc., however you view it, is out there with so many ways surrounding you for ways that you can make money all around you, and you have no idea because you are so focused on this job being the only way to make money. Your job is not the source of your income. People who are in an idolatrous relationship with their job think that it is the only source of their income. Your income can come from various places. And God's source, your higher self, is offering you, especially in a position like this where you're asking for more money, there's offers all around you, surrounding you, everywhere you go, and you have no idea because your beliefs are like glasses that focus you in, and you can't see all the other opportunities around you. It's like the opposite of rose-colored glasses. They're like black, smudged, dirt, etc. And you just cannot see clearly all the different ways you could be making money because you're very laser focused in on this idolatrous relationship with this one job that you think is the only way you're going to make money. This is why idolatry hurts you. If you believe in a God source, whatever, that can grant you what you need to survive, the God that Jesus talked about where he feeds even the birds of heaven, so why not feed you too? And you're not supposed to worry. Do you really believe that? It's a matter of faith. And I've always said this, fear is a lack of faith. When you're standing there at the gas pump like Mark, wondering, where am I going to get the money for this? I'm worried I'm not going to have the money. This is a fear. It's a lack of faith that things will work out for you. It's a lack of faith that God's source or your higher self will provide a different way for income to come into your life. That's why you don't want to be idolatrous. You don't want to focus in on this one job as the only way to give you money. There are lots of other ways that you haven't thought of, and the fact is, if you're thinking this stuff while watching me and saying, well, I don't see any other way, and I agree with you, you don't see any other way because of your beliefs. That's the way it is. But there are other ways to make money out there, and a lot of people are doing it, and if you can try to focus in on the fact that other people are making more money in different ways, they're not just making money from one source. It's possible. If you can tell yourself it's possible and start to believe it, it's possible to make money in different places, in different ways. You can start to sort of clean your glasses so you can see more clearly and start to see these opportunities around you. And so I want people to be able to understand that your income can be coming from many other sources, and I think that's what we're going to see because so many people in the United States and around the world are going to deal with this inflation from the United States. This is what happens when our Fed is just printing money nonstop. So it's going to happen. And a lot of people are going to be asking for more money. And so we're going to start making more money. And that, some people would say that's a problem. We'll deal with that when we get there, right? But people are going to start making more money. And people, even in the COVID time, like 2020, when people were losing their jobs, people were, if they were hopeful, if they were optimistic, they found new ways to make money. Like some people started making a lot of masks at home and started making money that way. So people have found new ways to make money. The one job that you used to have is the idolatrous relationship. And if you can focus or keep your focus back from that and start to imagine the big picture, you can see other ways in which you can make money. So just because you don't understand or know how right now, the opportunities are out there and it's going to be pretty amazing. So step one is you notice the difference, you notice the contrast, you notice what you don't like, you're asking for it, and source answers, God's source, your higher self answers, and there's this immediate answer. Like, ask and you will receive. And it's a receive vibrationally. So Jesus says, ask and you'll receive. You receive immediately. As soon as you're asking for it, it's received. And this is what I was talking about. When you've got these glasses on and you're really laser focused in on the problem, you're not seeing all the solutions around you because you've got blind spots to it. So you're receiving it immediately, but you can't see it because you got your blind spots. So the thing is, in order to receive something that is given to you vibrationally, you have to start to have the beliefs that it can happen. And that's where the faith comes in. You can see my video for more steps on how to increase your faith, which I'll leave a link to below. But you want to try to work on your beliefs so that you can at least accept the fact that there are other ways to make money, that there are other ways for money to come in, and that it doesn't really matter if the prices are going up as long as you are bringing in more money. And with this inflation and the prices going up, you're going to be asking for more money, so you can bring in more money. It's possible. We just have to believe that it's possible, which I know for some people it sounds weird, but this is the law of attraction. It's actually really, it makes sense that our beliefs, when they're laser focused in on something, cause us to not understand what else is going on in the background. And that's, it's explained in videos online, like where the video's telling you to count how many times they throw a basketball back and forth on the screen, and you totally miss that there was a person in a bear suit walking by or something. Whatever you're focused on is causing you to have this blind spot to stuff that's just right there in front of your face, and you just can't see it because you're so focused on what you're focused on. If you can try to take time out to meditate and relax and work on trying to increase your faith in this respect, that there are other ways for you to make money, there's other ways for you to get the things that you want to get. Even food, if food went up in price, and if you're in the right location, everybody's going to have their own unique perspectives and own unique ways in which things will manifest. But I've been thinking about growing food here because there's some places where I could on the property, and I'd be able to grow the food that I might eat someday. So to think that to get food and you have to buy food at the store and that's like the only way that you can get food, that would be one of those idolatrous relationships where you think the store is the only way I can get food, and if prices are increasing in the store, then I can't get food. Whereas you could actually be growing it yourself at the house, and there are other ways in which you can manifest getting food. So it's not perfect because in some locations you can't grow food. There are some YouTube channels that talk about urban places where you can grow food in like tubs and stuff. Sometimes there's just unique ways that you can actually do these things for your location too. And some people grow things inside in their house with grow lights and things like that too. But there are different ways in order to manifest the things that we're actually looking for that are not in the usual suspect places, right? So we need to try to keep an open mind and just have a belief that we can get the things that we need from other locations and not in that one specific location we thought where it would come from. Like a lot of people thought gas prices would stay the same, and when it's not there anymore, when the gas prices have gone up and they're wondering, are they ever going to go down again? When it's not the same way as it used to be, some people have the only belief like, well, if this war thing wouldn't have happened, or if Biden wouldn't have done this, or if somebody had done this or not done that, they get so focused on the can I change the gas prices that they forget like, hey, if I just made more money, then it wouldn't be a big problem. And of course they think because it's difficult to make money, right? So that's why that belief never comes into their head. But I'm saying that there are other ways for you to make money. People are qualified in ways that they don't understand and don't know that they could be making money in different ways. So I just wanted to put this out there because it's been on my mind. I know it's something that I think about too, but I have to remember that there are other ways, and I felt like this would be a really good video because it's very specific, and this is something that could actually be extrapolated to anything. If something else costs more money, just keep a reminder that you can actually make more money. So every time that you are, like, let's say a family is going to have a baby, very unexpected cost coming up. What happens is the baby comes in and it actually is manifesting its food and stuff like that with it. In many cases, I know this isn't exact because sometimes babies will come in for a different purpose, a big spiritual purpose, like a soul contract. But in most cases, the baby will come in and actually gets provided for spiritually in a connection with the parents. And what this means is the parent might actually start to make more money because they have the child. There was somebody I knew one time who was struggling with money, and his child actually would go out there and sometimes pick some scratch-offs, very specific, oh, I want this one and that one, and actually win. The child would win more often than the parent would, right? Because the child was more likely to manifest abundance because less limiting beliefs for the child. So I'm not telling you to go gamble with your child because I think that was illegal, right? But my point is that children can bring in more money to a family in different ways that people don't actually think about. So, like, a person could end up with a raise, perhaps simply because they have a child who it's becoming a part of the family, and the family is now asking for more money, and they don't realize it, but this is, the raise would be part of them manifesting the more money that they're asking for. And I don't think people actually pay attention to this, but I think that a lot of families, when they're growing, actually somehow make it. They somehow manifest more money because they're growing. So some people would feel like, oh, I can't have a child because that would cost a lot of money. But the thing is, once you have the child, you're actually together spiritually probably asking for more money in a sense, and that creates this more abundance in some ways. Obviously, limiting beliefs will always be limiting, and so this isn't going to always work for people, but if people are pretty optimistic, it can work out in many ways simply just because they were adding them. So just the addition of inflation and the addition of gas prices going up in combination with that is actually a good thing if you can get into the idea, the belief that you're going to manifest the money to cover all your expenses. It's easier said than done to get into that belief, I understand. But the asking, it's already been received by you vibrationally. And that's why it feels bad when you are worried or concerned, because your God, source, higher self, whatever, is not worried or concerned. The negative feeling of worry is proof that it's already been given to you, because the worry is the manifestation of your vibrational dissonance between your lack of faith and the fact that God, source, or your higher self already knows that it's been provided to you. If you can get into that perspective, if you can believe that, then you will understand that your worry is actually proof that the money's already been given to you, or the gas has already been given to you if somebody comes with free gas for you. The food has already been given to you. Like one time I manifested neighbors handing me some extra produce that they'd grown, right? So sometimes we just manifest stuff and it doesn't have to even come through money. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and if you like the video, like it and all that. Subscribe if you're not, and have a great day. Thanks for watching. If you're on any of the following platforms, consider subscribing to my content there also. My videos are available on Gab TV, Rumble, Odyssey, and YouTube. You can also join my Law of Attraction life coaching groups on Telegram, MeWe, Gab, and Minds. And I've now added a locals group where you can support me to get exclusive content. I'm also on Twitter and Getter. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and consider sharing the video with friends or family. Have a great day.